What is going on, you guys? It's Boosted J. Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to show you guys how to install this Kamotors air intake that goes through the headlight. So I'm going to be showing you guys how to remove the headlight and how to install a special duct that comes in this kit to install this. So you can see inside there's the cone air filter. So this side is the side that the air goes in, and it goes and splits there, and there's a little bit of a mirror thing right here, and the air splits in and it comes out this end and goes straight to the mass airflow meter and into the boot. So basically this is a straight through intake, kind of like a Hellcat. That's my analogy. It goes right through the headlight, or in this case the high beam, where the high beam would be at, and gives it a better induction sound when you're on the gas. Should make your exhaust louder, and is claimed to have a 50-degree cooler engine temp while running it hard or driving it normally. And of course, more air to the engine should mean more power. So we'll see what my butt dyno says about the power gains. Obviously I'm not going to dyno the car or anything, but let's get to it. First we're going to do an engine sound, startup, and then exhaust revs to do a before and after comparison. Now we did the sound clip for the before. Now you're gonna want to start over here and working to remove the air box. So what I'm gonna do is go over here, remove this coolant line, take out the two clips that, well, I just lost one, that covered your headlight. Pull this out, pull this little tray out, put it to the side. I'll put it up top. Go down and dig out this other clip here. Don't lose that. Now get your 10mm wrench, ratchet wrench, whatever you want to call it. Use a closed end and loosen this sucker up. You can even get to it. That's tightening it, obviously. And then you just want to just loosen that up. And then loosen it up until it's able to slide out all the way. Actually, this one needs to be removed completely. And work on this one. Disconnect your MAF sensor. Put this over here. And now pull up the entire air box. This is what we're getting rid of. We're getting rid of this. How does the car breathe with this on there? Don't ask me that. But this is not going to work. So we'll get this out of the way. Now I'm going to show you guys how to remove the high beam. So now that you guys are here where the high beams are at, or the headlights in general, there's going to be two screws you're going to want to access. There's going to be one here and one here. These are Phillips, so those are easy access. And then there's going to be three clips up top here, just above the headlight. So there's going to be one above the regular low beam, one above the high beam, and one right here next to the kidney grill. So just when you're ready to pull those out, go ahead and pull them out, and they look like this. The little C-clips, if that's what you want to call them. And you just wiggle them back and forth until they come out. They're fairly easy, or in my case, they're not so easy, so you can get a pair of pliers and pull them out gently without cracking the plastic little cover grill thing. I don't know what you want to call it. Just go ahead and get those clips out of there. Now, time to access the screws. I can't even see. So now, just go ahead and unscrew these two screws, the two Phillips, and make sure not to lose them because you're going to need them once you put the grill back on. There's one. Now over here to the second one. And that's that. If you're looking at the high beam, there's going to be a screw up here right here and right here, and you can remove them. Make sure to unplug the high beam from the back. You can access it from the engine bay, and just go ahead and unscrew these Phillips. You can just go ahead and put the the duct right into place. So boom, there's the high beam little whatever you want to call it, I don't know, just the glass dome housing, whatever. So now here comes the interesting part of the duct. It goes right in there with some wiggling. This is the plastic flex hose, so I'm just gonna have to pull that right out, but that will fit perfectly in there with just a little bit of wiggling, and we'll be good to go. You're done installing the duct with the flex pipe. You're gonna want to get a half-inch socket, whatever, I don't know, and hit up this mass airflow and loosen up this bolt up here to access it, because when we're done with this box, we're not going to be we don't need the mass airflow to be connected to this box, because we're connecting it to the new intake. So remove this and put it off to the side in a safe place, and now you're going to want to open up the stock air box. So there's four clips. There's one right there, another over here, and one right on the other side. So a total of 4. And then you open it up and take a look at this dirty air filter. So basically the air on the stock box, it's disgusting, travels through this in here, and then it's got to go up and channeled in between this, in this little duct horn or air horn, whatever they would call it, and go into the mass airflow, finally going into the rubber boot, going into the intake manifold towards the engine, which is a whole complicated process of getting air to the engine, when you could do a much simpler route, how we're doing, that gets air from A to B much quicker than this does. So that is the whole reason for this. And now let's remove the mass airflow. It's got 4 bolts here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I will show you guys the next step after you remove those bolts. All right, so now that you've got the mass airflow meter detached from the box, this is quite heavy. You're gonna want to get this black gasket, so to speak. I'm leaving this gasket on there. You don't have to, I'm not sure, but you just pop that on there right there. Then you get this that comes with the kit as well, and you slap that on there just like that. You've assembled this kit on there. You're gonna want to get some aftermarket nuts, because these stock ones do not fit with the washers already on there. So you're gonna have to get your own. I don't know what size these are, but slap them on there and make sure, just hand tighten them down, and then at the end, you just tighten it down with a ratchet, or close in or open end wrench, whatever your choice may be. But slap those on there, put them on pretty tight. Now we do the intake mount, so let's get to that. So once we slap this onto the flex pipe, we will then put the bracket on to seal the deal. Now this is going to be kind of complicated, but basically once you slip the flex pipe over this, you're good to go. So I'm not going to show that because I'm going to be struggling and the camera's kind of in my way. So just hook this up and I'll continue. Alright guys, so we have the intake finally done. We've got it routed through the headlight, or the high beam, my bad, straight to the intake. We didn't use the bracket because it was unnecessary for my car. It might be necessary for yours. You can also use this on an E36. So if you have one, you might be able to use it with that as well. But there it is right there. Go a little closer. And it is coupled to the mass airflow. So now it's going to be the first startup I do with putting it on. Let's see how it sounds. Any induction noise, we'll find out. Time to record off my phone too. Here we go. Everything seems good so far. Let's see what happens when I rev it. Does it check engine light or anything? Let me check right now. Sounds good.